So Savage Interactive, the app developers behind Procreate, just released a new update to the app, version 5.0.5. In addition to some new animation stuff, it also promises that if you have the new iPad Pro 2020 model, you can now create with even more layers. So we're going to take this thing for a spin, compare it to one of the older iPads, and see how this is going to set these new models apart. So I did a video last year entitled, "What iPad should you buy for your art in 2019?" And then I followed that up with a video of the iPad Pro 2020 Gen 4 model this year. When that came out, kind of gave you a review and kind of my viewpoints as an artist based on this new one. And in both videos, I talked about the way that Procreate handles the number of layers available on a canvas of the same size from iPad to iPad. And basically, it depends on the RAM. So the more RAM that you have in an iPad, based on the way that Procreate is built, the more layers you should have. Up until this point of the new 2020 model, there was no difference between, say, a Gen 1 iPad Pro and a Gen 3. They all had 4 gigs of RAM, with the exception of the 2018 Gen 3 iPad that had a terabyte. As far as storage space goes, that one had 6 gigs of RAM, but those extra 2 gigs weren't given allowance to the developers, so they couldn't use them, so it basically read as 4. So if you had a Gen 1 iPad Pro, Gen 3, same number of layers on the same canvas size. That should have changed this year with the release of the Gen 4 iPad Pro, because Apple went ahead and threw 6 gigs of RAM into all of these. So basically, more RAM available should mean that you can get more layers on the same canvas size as you could with a Gen 1, Gen 2, or Gen 3 Pro. However, in my review video of this one, I said that was not the case. Procreate had not released an update yet to make that available. That all changed though yesterday. They just came out with a new update to Procreate, so we're going to check that out. But first, I kind of want to show you what I'm talking about. So once again, this is my Gen 1 iPad Pro. This is the 2015 model. So if we go into Procreate, we're going to pull up a new canvas. I work with 4500 by 5400 quite a bit. Do a lot of stuff with merch by Amazon, and that's kind of the de facto size for there. And you can see a 4500 by 5400 300 DPI canvas gives you a maximum number of 18 layers. Kicking back over here to the 2020 Gen 4 model, go ahead and make a new canvas, and we're going to do the same thing. 4500 by 5400, max number of layers is 18. So this iPad, which is 5 years older basically than this one, works the exact same in Procreate, same app limitations on there. Likewise, I want to max this out and show you here, because we're going to test this with the new update. So I already kind of saw this is going to be the biggest possible size that you can make. 8192, we're just going to do a square because this is easier. 8192 by 8192, 300 DPI gives you 4 maximum layers. And you'll see if we change this to 8193, too big. So 8192 is the biggest that you can go. Same thing kicking back here to the iPad Gen 4, 8192 by 8192, maximum 4 layers. Kick that up to 3 and too large. So I have not updated this yet. This is still running the original Procreate that I had on here before the update came out. So let's go ahead and hop over and do the install of the update and come back and see what the difference is. So as you can see, we've got the update ready. This is the Gen 4, so you can see that I was not updated yet. So let's go ahead and update, let this kick in, and then we'll make some more comparisons. That was super quick. So the install is done. Let's go ahead and open this back up. All right, so once again, let me pull this off to the side. I've got the Gen 1 down here underneath. Let's do that 4500 by 5400. And that's going to be that 18 number of maximum layers available there. So on the Gen 4 then, let's do the same thing. So 4500 by 5400. And that 18 now becomes 23. So not a whole lot. I mean, you get an extra 5 layers on a super huge canvas like this. So, I mean, that's okay. Let's see. Let's go with that max size again. That was what? 8192. 8192. Whoops. That gives us 4. Let's go ahead and put 8192 here. 8192. That gives us 6. But let's see if we can make this bigger. Like I said, if you remember, this one maxed out at 8192. 8193 was too big. So let's just go ahead and play around. Let's see if we can do 9,000. Nope, 9,000 is going to be too big. Can we do 8,500? Too big. 8,300. Too big. Let's just try the 8192 and the 8193 and might. Yeah, so there we go. So it still stays the same. 8192 is still the biggest that you can go on a square canvas, but the difference being is it's going to give us 6 available layers versus the 4 of the Gen 1. And then this is going to be the same too with the Gen 2, the Gen 3. So with the Gen 4, we're getting an extra 2 layers on the maximum canvas size. And going back to that 4,500 by 80 or 4,500 by 5,400, we're getting an extra 5 layers. So not a massive increase, but I know with those 5 extra layers on the 45 by 5,400, that's definitely going to come in handy. So there you go. That's the breakdown between the two. So this still leads to the question, which iPad should you buy for art? Is the 2021 a big enough jump? I think honestly now, adding extra layers does make this a little bit more enticing. Like I said in that previous 2020 review video that I did when this came out, I couldn't really recommend this one because you weren't seeing any bump in anything from the 2018 version. So definitely, it depends on you and your workflow. If you think those extra layers are going to make you or break you, I would definitely go ahead and shell out for the 2020. You're getting those extra layers, you're getting the extra 2 gigs of RAM. However, if that's not important to you, going with one of those older ones might be the best bet. Saves you some cash. So that's it for the review and the kind of update for Procreate. Thanks for watching. As far as me, I can be found online, bjdell.com. I also just released a new podcast yesterday too. It's called Make Money with Your Art. I will link it in the description below. If you guys are looking to either do a side hustle with your art, make some extra cash, or possibly turn your passion of art into a full-time business, definitely tune into that. I'm covering a lot of topics on there, the different platforms that I use to sell, doing niche research, and just kind of the ins and outs and secrets that I found along the way to help you guys out. So definitely check that out. It's available on all the podcast networks. I've also got a group over on Facebook for artists called Keep Creating, a Learn, Draw, Share art community. If you guys want to have a place to come share your artwork, get feedback, give feedback, meet new people, it's over on Facebook. I'll link that in the description as well. I can also be found online on Instagram and Twitter at BJ Dell. So until next time, keep creating.